1111 by Ara MoMore. Chapter 1. Would you be troubled if I told you that as a boy I spent my weekends by a grave? Neck deep in my desperation, seeking answers to questions only a silly tough frame wouldn't allow anyone to have insight into. That simply explains it. My name is F. Young. I was born into a middle-class Akwa Ibom family, similar to most Christian South families. My definition of life was built on religion, good looks, men's supremacy, and politics. Clear motives were the demand for oil money or financial security for one's family. Evenings were dreadful. They became worse on Friday because she must have climaxed 8 or 9 times. 8 or 9 not because they were a peak. They simply served as junctions announcing the need for breaks. Breaks suggesting 2 more rematches depending on the style, experimentation, and pills. Do the maths. That's how far I could go at the age of 13. By the way, she is my stepmom. Being 13 years old meant that there was just a little too much growing up I could go through. Let's just say pain as a way of twisting us up inside. The secrets we keep often find their way to the surface. These secrets needed every protection, especially when my straight white shirt and blue trousers school uniform came on. Hence the bigger problem, leading a coalition of pain-hiding teenagers who weren't on the same page with happy and innocent classmates. We all had to share the same class, same school, and worse when the coalition found similar groups in neighboring schools. 1111, Chapter 2. My father. You must assume I was proud of him. I've seen a lot of Nollywood movies to suggest the narratives preceding the class. Rich, powerful, royal, or village disturbing troublemaker. None of those apply here. My father worked on a field of an oil servicing firm as a middle-level security executive with an impressive salary. His lifestyle and quest for power, food, good looks could be contained except for the extra women who became an issue for my late mom, Dad. Argue for Africa. I'm a man, an African man. I am allowed to do what I want to. Mom would argue, disagreeing with his logic and philosophies. On one of such occasions, she hit the kitchen bucket before hitting the literary bucket. Don't make a joke of it. A part of my mind just prompted that. I'm sorry, over the years, I have felt so much pain to sense pain as normal. Back to the story. A Sunday after church, my father had routinely served as an elder, where he doubled as the married man character that had a secretly nurtured affair with another elder's niece. Frequent visits, different hangout spots, the church welfare room. A resounding thought in Mama's head. These were thoughts she never came to terms with. She would mutter my name with breaks just after I loudly spelled out thought. I caught them kissing. Matter of fact, the young lady had her hands buried between his legs. Speak of a frustrated, enlightened woman. Frustration doesn't have anything to do with education. I think it grows worse with being educated. I often replay scenes of a scream that would froze the world, except for Mama, who would run out in avoidance of further drama. I often replay the scenes of either of them falling ill that Sunday for the avoidance of Becky with the good aunt discovery. Mama's match always protecting her husband had to switch to protecting herself. Though helpless when the thought wouldn't leave, a Mexican influx of her Uncle Sam border. Who does such a thing in a church? Why my husband? Why must it be you? On and on like a recycled air in our lungs, some of which I had to inhale. A month after our ride home from church had pacing winds echo hymns sung by the choir, that day you could tell something was wrong. Fast forward to hours later, Daddy couldn't take the silence any longer. They weren't deafening, they were intimidating. He couldn't dare begin a conversation she didn't bring up as it was a norm. Mama's gentle and shy nature didn't allow much of a talk except when she needed to at a 7 to 5 job where a bank manager persona had to be won. And even when conversation was really engaging, Mama would do more of the listening. This was different. A difference that changed all our lives. Aggression, terror multiplied to its thousands, mistakes, perceived intention, and agitation gave a new meaning to being a boy child. In those moments, the disappointment on her face came out bolder than our fears. There had been a record of boxing matches, a few times when the promiscuity discussion came up. Quite an unfair fight between a heavyweight and a lightweight. Daddy gave punches and slaps her fair skin. Remember I said lightweight. And round frame could not take. Daddy was really aggressive when angry. He could treat one as a criminal. My father didn't beat with his hands alone. He did with objects too. One of which was the frying pan that had his favorite meal, plantain. Almost done plantain in seasoned fried oil swoosh. To her face. Help me, F young.